So Joe Douglas has done it. Joe Douglas has done something that we dreamed of, we wished we had last year, a straight up offensive line. And this is a caliber offensive line filled with legit studs. And we're talking about John Simpson coming from Baltimore, young stud at left guard. Joe Tippmann entering his second year. Last year, he showcased again, he is a mauler. AVT coming back fully healthy at right guard. Morgan Moses, second stint with the Jets, he was solid with us, healthy as well. It was that left tackle position that was the big unknown. Everybody penciled in Bakhtiari. It was a given. That guy was going to be the New York Jets left tackle. Tyron Smith, I don't know. Maybe we could get him, but he's going to be a hot commodity. Joe Douglas swung for the fences, and he got him. This is what it means to be all in. Joe Douglas, I'm going to raise my hand. I apologize. I apologize for even thinking twice that you couldn't get it done. I apologize for thinking, you know what? The urgency is not there. This move, Friday night, the 15th of March, you proved not only me, so many Jet fans wrong. You're serious about this year, and you're still not done yet. I'm excited because, again, finally we have Aaron Rodgers behind an offensive line kind of mimicking what Brady had with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This line is going to open up floodgates for Breece Hall. You think Breece Hall was good last year? Imagine him with this year. He's definitely breaking 1,500 yards. Granted, if everybody's healthy, I understand that. Garrett Wilson, I mean, he surpassed 1,000 yards with bums at quarterback. And now you're giving Aaron Rodgers time. The full pocket protection. The best part about this is that you're going to have all five guys for off-season training. Then you have, training camp. They're going to go into the season with cohesion. They're going to know what's up. They're going to know each other's rhythm. And the most important thing, they're going to understand Aaron Rodgers' cadence. That right then and there gives me hope, and it should give you hope as well. At the first week of free agency, Joe Douglas did something that a lot of us didn't think. Look, we made fun of him. Said, this guy's sleeping. What's he doing? He starts signing players when we're, in the middle of the night. We wake up to it. This made my Friday night. This gave me hope again. Could I be falling into the same trap as a Jet fan? Maybe. But there's something different in the air this time. Kind of feel that they finally got it. The backs are on the wall. Jobs are on the line. They finally figured out Aaron Rodgers is very serious about winning a Super Bowl in New York. Can you utter the words legend when you think of Brady and Peyton Manning going to different teams and winning the Super Bowl? Dude, Aaron Rodgers' legacy will surpass both of them in that aspect, winning a Super Bowl here in New York. Again, it's still not done. We're still not over, but it gives us options at 10 next month. What are we going to do? Are we getting another offensive lineman? Kind of what we talked about yesterday, who we're going to be bringing on real quick, Afram and Armand. They brought up great points yesterday. You say, you know what? What if we get a left tackle anyway at 10? And you have them kind of be groomed by a Tyron Smith. I shot it down. I'm like, no way. No. You get someone at 10, you put him there. That's the whole reason for that. Changes the whole dynamic. I was wrong again. I'm wrong a lot because I'm a Jet fan, and I'm expecting, again, the worst, the bottom to fall out. Or do we go with Brock Bowers? a stud tight end that is a game changer. Or we go with wide receiver. Or Dunze. That dude is out of this world. Playmaker again, 6'5", coming from Washington. Or do we trade down and acquire more picks? More picks for starters. Again, impact players. That's what we need. I don't know if you get it, but you should be freaking stoked. This is all in. And now with that, I'm going to bring on two of my boys. And again, sorry, Liam could not make it. He's stuck at a job right now, or he would have been on here just like me, man. I just talked to him. He's stoked out of his mind. And he apologizes for not being here. But again, Jets Nation, we're here. We arrived. All right. With that, we're going to bring Come on. What's going on?
Holy crap.
Right?
This offseason has gone tremendously now.
Out of this world, and you got to just type it. Yeah, I know. You know what? I love it. I want my ears bleeding. That's what I want, baby. I want it. I want that because
Am I better now?
Much better now. But either way, I need Jet fans tomorrow with their Jet green on. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm wearing a Garrett Wilson old school jersey. In case nobody realizes and think I'm joking. Can you see the Wilson back there? Can you see it? Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes. So, not only that, because I'm just so sick and tired of buying brand new jerseys. I'm like, you know what? Let me make my own jersey. And I think it came out pretty good. Anyway, with that, Afram, we're going to bring you on. Afram, I saw you post. You said, yeah, baby, we're back.
Got it.
What are your thoughts, man?
Hey, we all wanted this, so he delivered. And from what I read, he offered him this contract on that Monday.
Wow.
And he just said, let me think about it. And now he finally decided. I think he waited to see what the market was going to be. Mm-hmm. It didn't turn out the way he thought. And this was the best offer he probably got, which is interesting. So,
yes.
You know what this reminds me
of?
Now
we have a solid line.
This reminds
me.
I
agree with that, Afram. I think he was thinking maybe if he got a similar deal to us from a different team, he would take it. Maybe like a, I don't know what team would, maybe the Chiefs, because, they kind of need help at the left tackle position. Yeah.
Now, boys, isn't this so reminiscent of when Alan Faneca signed with the Jets and everything just came on board? I remember watching that 2008 free agency, and we were just waiting. Where's Alan Faneca going? Came to the Jets. Damian Woody came. And again, when you want to change your team, it's all about the offensive line. And that's exactly what we did right here. Check out these numbers. Tyron Smith, 8-time Pro Bowler, second team All-Pro. Guess when? Last year. It's not like we're getting someone on the decline.
Yeah.
This guy is, yes, I get it with the injuries, but he's along the lines of an Andre Whitworth type of individual that he can go the distance. He gets the conditioning going. We have ourselves something solid here and something special, especially with our franchise quarterback. The window is tight. This is year number 2, and this is actually year number 1 with Aaron Rodgers fully healthy. You can't expect anything better, can't you?
And to pair off to Dan's point about when they signed Faneca, he's the right guard, correct? Or did he go play left guard?
Right guard.
Right guard. What did this now? Granted, we have AVT at right guard, but think about that offseason. Started with Alan Faneca and Damian Woody, a right tackle and a guard. What did this? Granted, what did our first two move? Well, one of our first few moves were John Simpson, guard, trading for Morgan Moses, right tackle.
Oh my God!
Similar situations like 2008, getting a guard and a right tackle.
Right.
Now, granted, we had Brick So you obviously brought in, technically now you've brought in 2 tackles off of, one via trade and now one via free agency that were not here.
Isn't
But
that
now
something
you have
similar? Isn't it
similar
something
in the
similar?
sense of a guard and a tackle coming this offseason before Tyron came. Moses, a right tackle. Damian Woody, a right tackle.
Right.
Faneca, a guard, signed in a free agency. John Simpson, a guard, signed in free agency.
Runs a little parallel to when we got Faneca, where these guys came in and you had the staples there with Mangold and DeBrickashaw. Here we have Tittman and AVT. Again, this is Tittman's second year, but it's the center position that collects everything. And to me, Tittman has that potential of that Mangold, kind of a mix of Mangold and Mawai. He has that size, that versatility where he could snap the ball and pull. It's like a dream come true right now. We've all wanted this offensive line, and we got it.
And what I like most is the nasty attitude these 3 guys have.
Oh my God.
Yes.
And that I think hopefully that translates to Tittman and to AVT.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Little nastiness does make a difference.
Absolutely. Yes. Especially the offensive line.
One thing I would love to see from this offensive line, not just protect the quarterback, but if you don't like a hit on Rodgers, go after them. Like, how many times have we seen before Aaron, even with Zach, he get knocked on his ass, and his offensive linemen, you wouldn't see them go fight for him.
Maybe they didn't like him.
They didn't like him. But
that could be the possibility.
No, it is. And also, he crapped the bed after him, his performances on the field. The flashes are few and far between, but still, show the kid, like, hey, I'm going to stick up for you. Maybe that would have helped him be better. But
I agree.
Hopefully, this offensive line, I don't give a crap which one it is. You don't like the fact that, you don't like the hit that Rodgers took. You thought it was a little bit dirty. Go get in that defensive lineman's face, that linebacker's face, that safety's face. And you know what? Also, step up on the next play. Don't try to get a penalty. Please don't try to get a penalty, but just step up and make a better block on a player so it doesn't happen on that, like a dirty hit.
I think a move like that, a move like we did tonight, that's going to reverberate throughout the entire locker room. And I think that nastiness that Afram's talking about, it's going to spread. Because they know you have such a great mix of veterans and a young core. They want to turn this around. Again, last year, complete laughingstock. These same old Jets narrative. And you have these young bucks. Sauce Gardner. You got Breece Hall. Garrett Wilson. You could see the pride that they had. They're like, no. We're going to stay here the next probably 3 more years or whatnot. We do not want to get laughed at. So we need veteran leadership in the locker room as well. Joe Douglas saw that. He's building. Finally, it's clicking. Maybe that's what happens, right? When you face adversity and you're almost inches to getting fired, you start showcasing your true colors and saying, all right, you know what? This is it. It's our last swing. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We're going for the fences. This is it. And that's what he's doing. And he's not done. He is not done yet because I think there's going to be probably 2 more restructures to get a wide receiver, another playmaker. Again, Alan Lazard is on the block right now. He's on the block. Yes, they retracted it. They said, oh, no, he's not. They're looking for someone else. And I don't think it's Corey Davis. I honestly don't think so. I think it's Odell. I think it's going to be Odell Beckham probably on Monday or Tuesday.
I have a tweet. I have a tweet about Odell from Connor Hughes right now.
I saw that. Yeah.
From Connor Hughes as of 9:26 this evening. The incentive-laden deal Tyron Smith just signed is one I could see the Jets offering Odell Beckham Jr. to. As said last night on SNY TV, he and Aaron spoke a ton about playing together. They thought that was going to happen last year until the Ravens gave him a massive deal and technically told him, take it now or we're rescinding it and going elsewhere. because
Right.
Odell did say that on the podcast. It's like it's now or never with us, Odell.
Right.
And he also says OBJ won't cost nearly as much in 2024. Now, I would say this. I have Odell from a wide receiver position in the free agent market. I would say he's my third choice. My top two choices are Tyler Boyd, who are still out there, who everybody thought he'd go to Pittsburgh after the Deontay Johnson trade, but they signed Van Jefferson earlier today. So I don't think they're in on the Tyler Boyd situation. And my second choice is KJ Osborne.
Right. I'm in it. I'm with it. Now, the specifics on this deal is it's 1 year and it could be worth up to $20 million.
They said that, but I think there was one that said they still don't know exactly what it is.
We don't know the base salary.
I don't think they know yet exactly what it is, but regardless.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. I really hope I'm telling you right now, guys, there are Jet fans out there that are going against this move. They're saying, oh, that's way too much. This is mind-blowing when you hear these things for an all-in year. This is what we had in 2008 with Favre. We're going all in. Chips are all in. This is it right here. We have it's a brick wall. There's no other way how to describe this. It's a straight up brick wall that we can do some serious damage. And the Jets are legit right now. You can't say, oh, we don't know this and that. No, you know what? On paper, I get it. We play between the lines on the field. Right now, if everything stays healthy, we're legitimate contenders right now.
What do you think? They get Boyd number 2 and Odell, your number 3.
I'm in.
Slot receiver.
Yep.
I think for them to sign 2 receivers in free agency, you're going to have to hope and pray that Lazard is traded. I think in Joe D's mind, they would sign 1 receiver in free agency if they have Lazard here and hopefully draft 2 wide receivers in this loaded, very talented class.
It depends. It depends on how much money he's going to offer. You know,
that's true.
He'll just say, "Hey, this is what I got for you." You know,
and there's players out there that maybe might just say, "Screw it, I'll take the."
He got his $15 million last year for did nothing with it. He was basically healing from his injury. Connor Rogers kind of feels that that whole last year where he got better in the second half because he was healing from his injury because it took a while to get back to normal. Right. He had a much better second half.
I mean, there's so much.
Zay Flowers just exploded from training camp and the beginning of the season. That all the targets Zay Flowers got throughout, took away from Odell.
Yeah.
If Odell showed that in the beginning of the season, maybe he's getting more targets than Zay. But Zay just exploded and had a hell of a season and took away the targets that Odell got.
What did Aaron Rodgers want the most when he was in Green Bay? He wanted playmakers. He was just crying for it for the longest. Well merited. He's like, I'm a franchise quarterback. I won you a Super Bowl. I need weapons. And yet they never gave it to him after like Jordy Nelson left, Jennings. And right now you have that possibility. You give him OBJ. Now it's OBJ, Garrett Wilson at 10. Because you got to think about it. Probably the first 3-4 picks, it's got to be quarterbacks if you think about it. It might be just quarterbacks. So we might have that opportunity to either snag Malik Neighbors out of LSU, Rome Odunze from Washington, who I love, or Bowers. Any one of those 3 elevates that offense and takes the pressure off of Garrett Wilson. Think of it. Garrett Wilson was alone last year. He was straight up alone. There was no one on the other side. Nobody. Blank. 0. But you had Brownlee. You had Lazard.
Gibson. Irv Charles.
Oh, my goodness. Who is this? They're like, I can't. I don't want to say anything that
you got the Chargers for wide receiver now, too.
They got the Chargers at 5 with a wide receiver. But I could also see them because they lost, besides losing Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. They also lost Gerald Everett. They could be in the market for Brock Bowers at 5.
I'll take. I prefer the Ozuna, the
Oh my
wide
God.
receiver.
You and I
I
both.
think it's a perfect match.
Excellent. Excellent. I mean,
And
okay, so let's go down the list. Chicago Bears, number 1. Who do they pick?
You know something? I think that's still in the air. I don't know if they stay with number 1.
I think they are. I think it's going to be a quarterback. I think they're going to go Caleb.
Okay.
I'll say they go Caleb Williams just to be safe.
All right. 1, quarterback. 2, Washington Commanders.
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Quarterback. Number 3, New England Patriots. Do they go quarterback?
Quarterback.
Not Marvin Harrison.
What's his name?
Right?
May.
I'll say J.J. McCarthy.
Quarterback. Again, quarterback. Number 4, Arizona Cardinals.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
So
wide receiver.
You still think that they're okay with Murray?
Yeah. Yes. And remember, they traded for Desmond Ridder. If they didn't take Desmond Ridder, they would have to trade Kyler away for them to really have a quarterback there. They're not going to draft a quarterback at 4 and have Desmond Ridder, a rookie quarterback, drafted 4 overall, and Kyler Murray.
And Murray's
5.
a big cap hit too, right?
He is.
Chargers. You could go Malik Neighbors. You could go Brock Bowers. I mean, they could take an offensive line to pair with Slater.
Yeah,
right.
But I think they'll go. I think they go with Neighbors. That's the kind of guy they need. Some guy who could tear up the field for what's his name.
Put Neighbors there, wide receiver.
Wow. Okay, we're gonna go wide receiver with Jim Harbaugh's first year. Okay, got it. 5, 6. The Giants.
McCarthy. They love him.
They got to go quarterback. They have to go quarterback. They have no quarterback. Daniels isn't coming back. Is that correct or no?
No, he's there. They could cut him after this season.
Yeah,
after this season,
they could cut him.
McCarthy could sit 1 year behind. Daniel Jones. That's it. That's fine.
And remember, they have Drew Lock as QB2.
Yeah,
but
so now we got.
But they're going to go quarterback. I believe so.
We got 7, 8, 9. Tennessee Titans.
Offensive lineman, I think, because they just cut Dillard today, which I thought the Jets would pounce on him, not Tyron, just to bring in an offensive lineman.
Alt goes there.
What if Alt slips to 10? Do you take him?
Take him then.
Take him.
You got to
take him.
You got it. Oh my God. The rich get it's feast or famine for the Jets.
Unless you get a really crazy offer to trade down and you get
a second,
2 second rounders, like a second rounder this year and a second rounder next year, or like a first next year with a second rounder this year, plus a pick swap of going down how many spots you're going.
Yeah.
Right. And then, so we got now 8, we got the Atlanta Falcons. Now let's think about this one now. Let's think about this one. They don't need a tight end. They have a quarterback. They don't need a tight end, right? They don't. They got a freak over there.
I got a crazy idea. Out of the box deal. Pick 10, 72, and next year's second for Kyle Pitts and pick 8. We move up, they move down. And we have a choice of offensive lineman, of a wide receiver there.
Wow. So you're
just an out of the box, just to get an out of the box idea. And you get your tight end in Kyle Pitts.
I gotcha. Now, let's say the Jets stay at 10. Who do the Falcons get?
Well, where's
because I hear your scenario. Your scenario is great, but in the event they don't need a quarterback, they don't need it. Let's say they stay with Kyle Pitts, and then
they have a running back.
They could go defensive. They could go defensive line, defense and edge rusher like a Dallas Turner.
Yeah,
they kind of do need to start building up that defense.
Wow. So Fashanu keeps dropping.
But they have an offensive line already. Like they don't. Yeah.
Oh,
and remember, they brought in 2 wide receivers. Right. They brought in Darnell Mooney off of free agency, and the Desmond Ridder trade, they got Rondell Moore, who's probably going to be used like Cordell Patterson.
Oh, that's
wide receiver / running back sweeps and stuff and everything. And they got
All
Drake London, unless they love a receiver to
right.
pair like an Adunzie or something. But I don't.
Yeah, they got enough. I think they have enough weapons.
They have enough of weapons right now.
Yeah, it would be a waste to get another wide receiver because they don't really have anybody they have to worry about contract wise at this point.
Right.
Offensively, no.
No.
So
they could shock everybody and take Bowers and say we're going to hit you with 2 tight ends.
I mean, that's a possibility. I mean, the Pats had that with Hernandez and Gronk.
But they also always had a defense also.
That's true too.
So
let's put them with Dallas Turner, the defense, the edge rusher.
To me that's new to me. But you know what? You might be onto something. Now we're going to go to 9. The Chicago Bears are on the clock again. Now they have such a whole variety of things going on. Do they go again offensive tackle? Do they?
No, they have 2 tackles already.
Yeah, I think they go Dunze.
Their offensive line is stacked. They probably go. They might go a receiver just to get a wide receiver 3 to pair with Keenan Allen and DJ Moore.
So you're saying wide receiver? Wow, man. Okay, so now, and that's Odunze. All right, so now here we are. Bowers is just staring at us. Staring at us.
So I just checked Tankathon's mock draft, and they, on their current mock draft, they have the Falcons at 8 taking Dallas Turner, and they have the Bears at 9 taking Olu Fasanu, the tackle from Penn State.
Interesting.
Can we, you know what? Can we follow that?
At least the wide receiver and the Brock Bowers there for us.
Perfect. Perfect scenario right there. Okay, so we got Bowers and Odunze. I'm going to open it up to the chat. Who would you guys choose from that point? Bowers or Odunze? I made my pick. I know exactly who I would go for.
I'm going to go with Odunze just because we already have we got like 4 tight ends on the roster already.
Mm-hmm. Afram?
Yeah, I go wide receiver. Only because I think this wide receiver fits us. He can open up the field, and he's a threat. And
and there are some solid. If they wanted to take a tight end in this draft, there are some solid tight ends later on in the draft. You got a kid from Northwestern. You got a kid from Minnesota. Maybe day 3, like rounds 3 through 7, you could get a tight end. Just there's some solid tight ends after Bowers.
I hear you, but it's a significant drop off. I mean, Bowers is a matchup.
But also look at the history of the first round tight ends recently.
McBride was projected in the 3rd, 4th. This guy is a phenom. To me, he's a matchup nightmare beyond all else. Now, it's all contingent on who else do we have. So if we do sign Odell and maybe another player or whatnot, like the guy from Cincinnati, I understand. Then, you know what? Why not? Bowers is it. But if we don't, then yeah, I mean, it's up in the air. To me, it's a win-win. You give me a Dunze, he's like 6'5", beast mode. Like he reminds me of a faster Keyshawn Johnson. If we're going to keep it with the Jets lineage.
Remember, if you get Odell, it's only for a year, most likely.
That's all it is.
So you want to get someone to come in with, in the 2nd year to work with Garrett at that point.
And they'll probably look at the wide receivers that could not just play one wide receiver position. Like they're going to look at the wide receivers that can play outside at the 2 spot, but also play inside at the slot. So they're going to get a guy that can play both spots so that they can hopefully Hackett can use them properly.
I gotta give a shout out to Melvin. Melvin is just tearing it up in the chat. He's bringing up so many great points here. Number one, we have so much flexibility right now. Just tonight itself, the third night, a 4th night of free agency, we knocked it out of the park. Now, would you still sign David Bakhtiari?
No.
Why not?
I would. You got Carter Warren on this roster. You got Max Mitchell on this roster. I'd rather take a a rookie offensive lineman in the first round or possibly second round if we were to trade down that can learn from Tyron and Morgan Moses, because they're going to teach all the tackles. They're going to teach Carter Warren. They're going to help Max Mitchell.
Right.
You know, they could help the possible other young tackle that the Jets draft, whether it's at 10 or later on in the first or in a trade down if they get a second rounder. You know,
you could never.
I'd rather take that, and I don't trust Bakhtiari's health.
Yeah.
Like, you know, especially with his Achilles and his knee injuries he's had. I just don't, you know, he's going to look for a starting job. Like, I could see him going to a team on a 1-year deal that he's going to start, not to be a backup.
I
don't think they can give it to him. They're not going to give him that money, though. To me, I think
he might get an incentive-based deal like Tyron got. Maybe not the $20 million incentives that it could get to, but he might get an incentive-based deal that gets him to $13 million, $12 million.
Right.
It's like backing up a guy with a limp with a guy with a wooden leg, basically.
Oh man. I mean, you never know. You never know at this point. I would go for him if it's like a vet minimum that he'll take the pay cut just to play with Aaron Rodgers and have that possibility of winning a Super Bowl.
If it's a vet minimum, yes, but it would be contingent to see after a full, thorough
examination. His knees, his leg.
Exactly.
Here's an out of the box question, because Afram has brought this up, but I don't think you brought it up how I'm going to bring it up. What if the quarterback falls to 10?
No, you can't.
He'll be QB3 behind Tyrod and Rodgers.
You do that, Armand, you will cause World War III with Aaron Rodgers. You do that, and you select a quarterback at 10.
What if Aaron Rodgers to Aaron and said, like, if the possibility of the quarterback being there, and let's say they've brought in 2 receivers off of free agency. Let's say an Odell and a Boyd, or a KJ Osborne and one of the other 2 guys.
He won't sign off. He would never sign off, because then he would say, so you want me with the mindset like I was with Green Bay. I was telling them all this time, I need more in my arsenal, and you screw me again.
Well, the difference would be Green Bay didn't tell him that they were going for Love. My scenario is they talk to him and tell him this is a possibility. Like if a Jaden Daniels fell, or a Drake May fell to 10, even a Caleb, say, hey, Aaron, if one of these 4 quarterbacks were to be there at 10, there's a possibility we might take him. We've done this in the offseason. Like, we've brought in these 2 receivers for you.
Armand, the moment we have, if Joe Douglas has that conversation with Aaron Rodgers, just me, devil's advocate on this one here, he has that conversation with Aaron Rodgers, knowing how polarizing the guy is, he checks out. He's going to completely check out. He's like, I am not by no means grooming a young kid. If you're at 10 and Brock Bowers is there, playmaker, matchup nightmare, or Dunze is there at 10, and you select a quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, gone. He's not interested anymore.
You can't say that, because he said he was happy to nurture Zach, a great kid. He knows he's not going to stay there forever. But my thinking would be at 10, if a quarterback falls at 10,
trade down. And I agree with you.
You waive that quarterback to another team.
Yes,
I would call up. I'd call up Denver, who's at 12.
Yeah,
I might call up Minnesota at 11.
The problem with Denver, because my thought was Denver, you swap and then take Sutton in return, or because Denver doesn't have a 2nd-round pick. Keep that in mind. So you're not going to get nothing more than that. But you get an established quarterback, but his salary is still. I mean, it's very manageable, 12 million a year. But do you want to get a younger guy that you're going to groom for the following years?
This is interesting. This is very interesting. The scenario that you guys posed. So let's say there's a quarterback at 10. And Denver,
All called the
Denver,
Raiders at 13
before you go to I'm cool with that too
because they have a second. They have pick 44.
Yes, but the main team that I would be looking at, just like we just talked about, would be Denver because they're at 12. Check this out. The Broncos make a trade with the Jets. Who knows? Maybe we get their first next year. Go up. And still at 12, we would still have the choice of Odunze and or Brock Bowers. That would be one of the – it's like a dream. Like it's a complete dream.
Well, Minnesota's after us, right?
Yes,
Minnesota is right
11.
after us. Oh shoot! Wow.
I do have the Broncos draft picks. What they have, so they have 12, 76 in the third round. Then they have 121, which was Miami's in round 4. Then in round 5, they have pick 136, which was Carolina's. 145, which was ours. 147, which is their own. Then they have 2 6-round picks. Pick 203 from Houston and 207 from San Francisco. Maybe you do a deal where you get 12, 76. Maybe you X back for 145 and maybe a 22 and get a pick in next year's class from them.
The only thing he's never traded down.
I know he's never traded down.
Never traded down, which is interesting. He's traded up a couple of times, but he's never traded down.
I mean, if we could recoup a second rounder,
I would, because there's a lot of wide receivers in this draft, and there's a lot of old linemen. So
we can't do Minnesota because they don't have a second round pick. Remember, they traded that away today to the Texans to get pick 23 in the first round. They're most likely going to trade up using 11 and 23.
Yes, but we could hold a lot of teams ransom at 10.
I agree.
Again, let's say, again, I don't know. Who knows if Caleb Williams drops? Because, again, Caleb Williams, as much as he's like an out-of-the-box kind of quarterback, you look at him, you really think of Patrick Mahomes because he could – it's like in the Sandlot. He just makes it happen. But there are certain questions about him. He cries after games. Yes, I get it. He's emotional, whatever. A lot of teams were kind of like scared off with him, and they're like, I don't want to deal with that. But let's say
if he falls, and if he falls, he's not. Let's say he was to fall out of the top 3 as a surprise.
Oh, okay.
Somebody's going to call Arizona up at 4 and give them a ransom to get Caleb. Whether it's the Giants at 6, whether it's Minnesota at 11 and 23, whether it's Denver at 12, the Raiders at 13,
but they could be
11
scared.
and 23. They just recently got that second one pick.
But
Which
they
kind of
got
makes
that
me
second.
think they might want to move up.
Yes, that's what. Yeah, from 100%, they want to move up for a quarterback.
Yeah,
that could be a possibility. But again, if someone like Caleb, let's say he just free falls, and 10 is like a perfect number where teams can trade up. At that point, you could dangle the carrot. You could say, all right, you know what?
I'll call it Minnesota. Give me 11 and 23. Give me 11 and 23. You got 10.
And next year's first.
No, I just take 11 and 23 because they might hang up on you. They might hang up on you if you're going to ask for 3 first.
Okay, with 23. All right.
11 and 23. The Jets have 2 picks. You could get a Bowers, and at 23, maybe you take another a receiver, or you take an offensive tackle that can play both left and right tackle. That's going to learn both from Moses and Tyron Smith.
How many third-round picks do we have?
1. That the Jets have?
1. Yeah. 1/3.
Hold on. I will get it right now.
I'm pretty sure.
I think we have 1. We have pick 70.
Yeah, because for a 10,
we're at 72. We have picks 10, 72, 111 in the 4th, 135 in the 4th from the Moses trade, Baltimore. Then we have 185 in the 6th, 256 and 257, the last picks in the draft in the 7th round.
I think based on that draft calculator, if you get the 23rd and the 11th to go up to 10, you probably would have to give them a third rounder to equal it out because
So
of the
10
value.
and 72 for 11 and 23.
Yeah, I would think that would make it. The numbers would equal about the what the worth is.
And you could possibly
So now-
trade down from one of them to gain a second and a third round back. Maybe
Well,
23.
if you got that 23 is your second rounder, right? Better than any second rounder, right?
Yes.
You grab
Yes. Correct. And that's the thing. At that point, your roster starts shaping up. And believe it or not, as much as I said it yet last night on last night's show, when you got Aaron Rodgers, you mortgage the future. But as soon as you start making these trades down, acquiring picks, you could start snagging some players under the radar for the future. So I could see that happening as well.
Yeah.
Can you put up Melvin's question about the quarterback position to his brother? I can answer that. Melvin, Tua's brother did not come out of college. He's still in college. He's not in this year's draft.
I would have taken a shot on him. I mean, let me pose this here. At what level would the Jets consider drafting a young quarterback to learn behind Aaron Rodgers?
I would say in the 4th round.
Oh, I think it's too soon.
It's also
I would
based on
like
what they
that.
do at pick. It's what they do at pick 10. Because
Right.
if they trade down and gain more picks, you could see them
Yeah.
take a quarterback in round 3, like a Spencer Rattler.
Yeah.
Because I've heard some good things about him, but he's a guy that you could develop as QB3, and then you're
Milton.
going to pass that up.
I
This kid
think,
Milton.
yes,
There's options. There's options.
Yes, there's
I think
options
in
in
the-
this class.
I think in the 4th round, I know this is going to sound shady as hell. I think in the 4th round, you call Aaron Rodgers. In the 4th round, you can ask him, listen, or have a discussion pre. Say, look, if we're not going to draft a quarterback, rounds 1 through 4A, but in 4B, if we have a quarterback option, would it be okay? Again, he has us by the nuts. I'm sorry.
I would have the
He
discussion
does.
about it, just a quarterback in general. Like, hey, Aaron, there's these quarterbacks we like throughout the whole class. If in a pipe dream scenario, Aaron.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Melvin, for that
coming
update. I know he's going to visit the Panthers. I think the
Oh my
Panthers are going to
God.
snag Mike Williams.
We wait and see.
Mike
Yes,
Williams
wait and
and
The
Odell
Chargers
Beckham
wide
Jr.
receiver that was cut.
Dan, to your
What do you
point,
think?
I think
Yes.
Rodgers is at a stage in his life where I don't think he's concerned. He knows that the team has to do
He
due
just
diligence, and
wants
they
to be
have to get
informed of
somebody.
what the
They
plan
have to
is.
nurture somebody for the future. He's
He
not. He
wants to
knows
be
he's not.
informed. He just doesn't want to be surprised.
Yeah, and I'm sure he
that's
knows.
what Green Bay did to him. They surprised him by trading up for Jordan
Yeah.
Love.
And he
Right.
had nothing
They
but
didn't
nice
tell
things
him
to
that that
say
was a
about Love
possibility.
too. You know,
He did. I mean, yes, I hear what you're saying. It's just he is an anomaly. He's a complete enigma. We don't know how he can take things. I think
but
the best thing is just to talk to him.
But think about
Sit
this:
down and
the
talk to
same
him.
thing that happened with him with Love was the same thing that happened when the Packers drafted him at 24 with Favre. They probably didn't consult Favre, and that pissed off Favre.
Yeah.
And Favre doesn't get as much criticism from Packers fans as much as Rodgers does.
yeah.
Remember, Favre actually retired 3 times, and then after the
Right.
draft, unretired.
Also, the relationship between Favre and the front office wasn't good.
No,
Either.
it wasn't.
So there's different circumstances behind that whole thing, because he's not like he just wanted some input at that time, and they wouldn't take it. They wouldn't reach out to him
they
for
didn't take
anything.
input from Rodgers either, no
Yeah,
matter what,
they didn't.
when he was there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
didn't.
They just didn't. They didn't include him. And
Well, I'll take that back. The only input they took from him was when they fired McCarthy because there was bad blood, bad
That's right.
tension. That's
so
it.
there was different circumstances there. This is different here. Different time. He's moved on, and I really don't worry about stuff like that with him. He's 40 years old. It's not like he's there. He was in his mid 30s at that point when that happened. Different
He was in
scenario.
his prime in Green Bay.
Exactly.
Can I ask a hypothetical? And we're
That's
almost,
all you do.
I have to. I gotta make it
But
lively,
this is what
right?
happens.
I have to.
This is what the content creators have to do is hypothetical.
This is
Yeah.
exactly, I guess.
I'm just
Wow.
busting your ball.
That's it. I'm quitting. I'm quitting again.
No, you're not.
No. So let's do this. The Jets right now, offensive line is set. If the offensive line can be healthy, just straight up healthy, yes, we know maybe one game, one player is, just calling out sick or whatever the case is, can't play. But if relatively they are healthy throughout the entire season, how far can we go?
A division title. I think we win the division
I could see that.
right off the bat.
Okay.
I'm going to stop there because take it one step at a time because anything could happen in the playoffs. But I think we win the division.
Wow.
I think our defense is still solid and probably even better.
I think so.
And to Melvin, talking about Clowney. Clowney is he's been working on 1-year deals, and I probably could get a good deal for him. And he's a lot better in the run than Huff was. A lot better.
Right.
And if he ended up with 7 to 9 sacks, which would probably come close to what Huff did. But he also didn't have the front line that the defensive line that the Jets have and the rotation. So he can prosper with this front line. So
now let me take it a step further. You're saying that we win the division. At that point, what seed are we? Again, healthy line throughout the entire season. We got our run game going. Aaron Rodgers is hot. We got our playmakers in Wilson, maybe Mike Williams, Odell Beckham.
I agree with Melvin. 11 to 12 wins right now.
So that would put us
right now.
I'll say this. I agree with Melvin. The second seed. I'll put Kansas City as the first seed. You can't. Eric, it's Mahomes and the Chiefs as the number one seed right now.
I'm sorry, man. I'm going to agree with Eric, and I want to tell you why. Our defense, how they were last year, how tired and out of breath they were. They could not take a break at all, and they were still elite. They were still pounding it. They were still holding teams in check until, again, everything just the wheels just broke off. You can't. Defenses, you only have 2 top defenses that won Super Bowls in the past, 60, 70 years, and that's the 85 Bears and the Ravens. The Jets don't have that in order to take an entire offense all the way to the Super Bowl. But if you can give them time to rest, have Salah and Ulbrich, they have to really, really work together. Just focus on the defense. Aaron Rodgers has this.
I will put that caveat as number one, only after what I see if this offense can gel. If this offense gels like I think it can, yes, then they can be the top seed. Because it makes, like you said, it gives time. If the less that defense has to be on the field, the worse it is for the opposing team. Okay.
And I'll say this: what division is tougher, our division or the West? I don't trust the Broncos. I don't trust the Chargers, especially with the Raiders. And I don't trust the Raiders because we don't know what their quarterbacks right now. Their quarterbacks are what? Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew. We don't know what rookie quarterback they're going to have.
Mm-hmm. If those quarterbacks,
actually, the toughest division might be
is the North.
The North, yeah,
that's the toughest division. But because I think KC's number one, and I have Clowney's stats from last season. He had 9.5 sacks, 43 tackles, 24 solo tackles, 19 assisted tackles. He had 9 tackles for loss, and he had 19 QB hits.
Now, I want to reel this one back in a little bit with the whole number 1 seed. So now let's say, again, we're the number 1 seed, and we have 2 home playoff games, AFC Divisional AFC Championship game. The Chiefs, the great Chiefs, almost lost to the Jets. And the Jets had every right to win that game because, again, they threw that BS nonsense. Again, Michael Carter is always there, right? Poor guy intercepts the ball against the Pats 2 years ago, runs it for a touchdown, throw a late flag. Last year against the Chiefs, what was it? Sunday night?
Sunday Night Football, Taylor Swift's first game.
Catches the interception.
No, I'm sorry, second
got
game. Taylor's second game. First primetime game.
Catches the interception. We're winning that game. There's something special, again, as much as I hate that stadium, when the Jets are riding high and the fans are glued to their seats and it's the fourth quarter, I hear echoes of that 2002 last game of the season versus the Green Bay Packers. And then the following week against the Indianapolis Colts. That feeling, I only experienced that once, and that was in 1998 when we faced the Jaguars in the AFC Divisional. There is nothing like that. There is nothing like that. The other teams, they know it. I don't care if they won 2 Super Bowls or 3, whatever the case is. They come to our house, and that's something new where they're not experienced this. And again, the wins, man, the wins of Jersey, it's different. That happens, I think we go to the Super Bowl, bar none. Because it would be the Chiefs and who else? The Ravens, they always choke. Who else? Who else would we play in the AFC divisional round after we beat the Chiefs? Who else would it be? Again, this is all granted.
Baltimore, Buffalo.
Bring it. Bring it.
Pittsburgh?
Oh, I hate Pittsburgh.
You got the South, Houston.
I hate Pittsburgh. Oh,
Jacksonville.
Oh my God.
I don't see great,
That's Gerber for me, baby. That's easy. An easy win.
I think right now the Titans are a sleeper for me to make the wild card for what they've done this offseason.
Well, it depends on the head coach now.
Oh wow. Wow. But again,
it's too early to tell, really. But let's build our team first.
We got it,
and see how they gel. Because once if he can gel this team, defenses play differently. They can't put 8 guys in the box now, and we don't have to keep a tight end to help block at that point. 100%. Because he gets rid of the ball fast, and we got to if this O-line stays solid. And can open up holes. Now you have the running game clicking, the passing game clicking, multiple weapons. Just keep moving the ball.
Just keep doing it. Keep doing what you're doing.
You know, it's going to be different. It's not. It's these guys are solid. They look solid during they play together. It's scary. It's scary for the opposing team.
Before this news broke earlier in the day, Aaron Donald announced his retirement. I told one of my friends, I said, what? Rams.
Yeah, you
Aaron Donald retired. I said, come on, Rams. We'll give you Quinton Williams and you give us pick 19.
Wow. No, I don't want that.
Oh, I would.
No, not Quinton.
This is before Tyron signed. This was like earlier today when the Donald announcement.
And Kenny Pickett, again, I get it. He sucks, whatever the case is, but
you got to give it to
Philly.
The Eagles, his childhood dream team.
The deal was similar to what the Howell trade was.
Interesting how everyone thought that he was going to be
in a competition with Russell.
Yeah,
well, that's what happened. But then there was a discussion with Tomlin, and he said Russ is kind of having the upper leg, and that Kenny was not happy, and Kenny requested to be traded.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, you know what?
They traded him to his childhood team, but now he's just going to be a backup.
Yeah.
But it's you know what? You got to give it up to the Steelers though, because if they know that there's a quarterback that just it's all based on potential and he has not proven it, they just get rid of him like right away.
Well, I think they also gotta be careful with Wilson because it doesn't seem he's a good teammate.
No, he's not. Now,
Yeah.
with that
And he's
being
only there
said,
for 1 year, Dan. So they don't have they're gonna have to draft a quarterback this year to get him groomed.
yeah,
Because
that's true.
that's an organization that doesn't like that,
the Jets
they're
way.
very, they're not real. They don't really tank. They don't really sell everything off and try to tank and try to get a top pick. Kenny fell to them.
Right. Exactly.
And I believe if Kenny didn't go to Pittsburgh University, I don't think they take him. And I don't think that fan base is clamoring for them to take him.
Right.
Can I put a scenario out?
Yes,
but before you do, can I bring someone up? He has
put in Jose,
waiting so patiently.
Yeah.
Jose, welcome, my man. I think I'm going to take myself out because I don't think we were fitting all in here.
Just get rid of the breaking news. Everyone knows where it happens.
Yeah,
just in case.
There you go.
Hey.
Guy,
There you go.
right now,
What's up?
right now, the Jets haven't this good since I was in high school.
Right?
It's scary how good the Jets are looking.
You better believe
right
it.
Now.
That offensive line.
I don't believe it.
Ooh.
I don't want to jinx it.
No. You can never jinx the Jets. That takes care of itself. No, you don't.
We're just cursed,
worry about
Jose.
that.
We don't jinx it.
Don't worry. It's okay. Hopefully this changes things. But you are right. It does. It's reminiscent of, again, your DeBrickashaw, Ferguson, Mangold, Faneca, David Woody.
I was 15. Now I'm 30. I'm about to be 31.
It's been a while, huh?
That was 2008, Dan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2008. That was a great free agency class.
I was 23 at the time. I'm 38 now.
I'm not even calculating my age at this point.
I had it calculated. I was 27. And I loved that free agency class because we hit on 4, right? We got Chris Jenkins, Calvin Pace, and then those two, Faneca and Woody. Who else did we get? Didn't we get someone else?
I don't know. I think we should have kept Faneca one more year.
Yeah, I wish, man. That would have been great.
That's what they're missing right now to copy a veteran running back to pair with Brees and Izzy.
It's not late. I would go with.
No, I know it's not late. I'm just saying they're missing that right now.
Listen.
And, that could wait another weeks because the running backs now are probably going to get 1-year deals.
Yeah.
My top choice is Damian Harris.
Leonard Fournette.
No.
Wait. Jose? Maybe. Why not? I mean, he's a vet.
But they would have had him last year if they really needed him instead of that. But I don't think they had any interest in him.
Are there any running backs on the block?
Yes, I got the roster up right now according to Spot Rack. Here's all the running backs that are available: Cordell Patterson, Alexander Madison, Zeke, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Deontay Foreman, Boston Scott, Damian Harris, Cam Akers. No, because he's too hurt. And he's 24. Dare Ogunbowale, J.K. Dobbins, another guy like Cam Akers, just too hurt. Matt Breida, Kareem Hunt, Rashid Penny, too hurt. Latavius Murray, Jerick McKinnon, Marlon Mack, Josh Kelly, Lynn Bowden, and Eno Benjamin.
I like Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt, I like because he could pound the defensive line. But Cordell can give you 2 different
positions.
Positions.
And he cannot also be OJ Simpson.
OJ. You know what? I'm gonna throw like a little rocket.
Let me do
in
my
here.
scenario first.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yes.
I have to write it down because I forget these things. Go for
Mike
it.
Williams is coming in. Let's say he signs with us. Now we got our number 2 wide receiver. Or number 1, whatever you want to get. What do we do at 10?
Take the tight end.
Take the tight end. You're damn
Trade
right.
down.
You take Bowers.
Trade
You
down.
take Bowers. Jose knows
Trade
what we're
down.
talking about. Jose knows.
That's going to be interesting.
If you trade down, especially to
I'll kill
Minnesota,
you.
Based on where you trade down, there's the possibility of you still getting Bowers.
If they
yeah,
Yes.
yep,
Like you could trade down
right.
to 12 or 13.
I just want to be able to trade down and recoup that second round pick.
And
All right,
get a
I'm going to
fifth,
answer this question.
And we don't have a fifth. Get back.
I'm going to answer this question.
Corey Davis is a free agent, Melvin.
Yeah.
Melvin, I don't trust Corey Davis. I don't. If this is an all-in year, if he decides to come back this offseason, then he's going to go through the mini camps, the training camp. What if he has another change of heart? Like when players have that, wasn't it Parcells that said, if you're thinking about retirement, you're pretty much already retired. So I wouldn't even touch Corey Davis. Like as much as I might catch flack for this, I'd rather stick with Lazard instead of Corey Davis because at least I know Lazard is going to stay here. He's not going to retire.
No.
The Jets might make him retire.
Exactly.
That's true. Well,
I think if they wanted Corey Davis, they wouldn't have released him like they did.
Yeah.
They would have held his rights.
All right. I'm going to throw something in there as far as running backs. Again, he's not on the block yet. We never know what can happen in the offseason. Alvin Kamara. Who knows? Again, he's been with New Orleans for a very long time. If he becomes available, what do you give the Saints? Now you have the 1-2 punch.
I'm not trading for Kamara.
Why?
We got a similar running back in Brees. We need a guy that can go between the tackles. And Kamara is really a guy that's more of a pass catching guy out of the backfield. But we already have that, and you have that with Izzy and Brees already.
Yeah.
But Izzy is nowhere near Alvin Kamara. Nowhere near.
We don't know that. They didn't use him last year.
Nah, we would have known right away.
They didn't have an offensive line either.
Oh, where'd he go?
What happened to Jose?
What happened? Look, my hands are tied. Like I didn't do anything. Where'd you go, Jose? Come back on.
You insulted him.
Oh, the Alvin Kamara thing, probably.
And Kamara's his money is probably too much money.
Yeah.
And you could probably get a guy that does similar things for cheaper.
I mean, Melvin, dude, we got to have you on. You are killing it right now. This is amazing. And number one, I
have more information about Tyron's situation, which you'll see in Anderson. But go ahead, Dan.
In just 1 second, I just want to thank the entire chat. We're at 91 watchers, and that means a lot to us. And I've been texting Liam, and hopefully he's doing it the right job, like he's an electrician. And there's no houses that are going to go on fire because he is so amped up right now. He's like, what? There's 91 people? Yeah, this is the whole purpose of this. And also, we're going to throw this out there. If you guys want to just hop on, we would love to hear you. It means a lot to us. So, and we're going to be doing what I just did today. It's something called Jets Insomnia. If you're thinking about the Jets late at night, you just want to just get it off your chest, come right in. I threw the link there. If you guys want to just talk live, by all means. Hey, Jose, what happened, man? What's going on?
Internet.
You got to get wired internet, man.
Yes. I can tell you that right offhand. I'm an IT manager. Never go wired. Wireless is just a convenience. Straight connection is the best.
Dude, I have it all wired here in the basement and whatnot, where I've been all day. Been relegated. But I mean, They're like, oh man, you got the podcast again. Just go downstairs. Just go. But but it is what it is. Listen, fellas, I'm gonna close it up because I got to do a couple of things anyway.
Okay,
Thank
yeah.
you guys for
But
like.
before we
coming
leave, let
on.
me read this from Josina Anderson.
Oh sure.
More from Josina Anderson. Tyron Smith also told me that the deal to come to the Jets really ramped up tonight. Honestly, this has just been happening for the last couple of hours, so I'm still trying to handle things right now. As not returning to the Cowboys, I was told this figured to be the case once cap issues became clear in Dallas by a leak source. Smith added, it's kind of like where the chips have fallen for this offseason. But Smith reiterated he's excited to be a Jet and protect A-Rod now.
Nice.
That's what you want, right?
Yeah,
You
because
want
he's
these
finally
guys here.
protecting a real goddamn quarterback, not a mid-Carter like Dak.
Yeah, it's true.
But
It's true.
but Tyron, I love you for coming to the Jets. But just like the Cowboys, and just like Stephen A. Smith says, what can go wrong will go.
Just be prepared Monday, Dan, for another emergency stream.
100%.
Mike Williams and Clowney.
That's going to be a big one. I
Do they
cannot
sign
wait.
both, or if they sign one, which one do they sign?
Williams.
Well, no, Clowney's not until Tuesday.
Williams.
He's flying in Monday
okay.
night.
So now you have a break. You don't have to stay on long for that Monday night.
Yeah, Clowney's flying in Monday night. His
Well, you know
visit
what?
with
You bring
us
up a
is
good point, right?
Tuesday. Mike Williams has our visit with us Monday,
Yeah.
like Melvin brought up to us, but his visit with Carolina is
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday. So if they really want Mike Williams, you got to sign him Monday. If you let him leave, I don't see him coming back.
Yeah, I think you guys are right. I think it will be Mike Williams over Odell because of what Beckham did last year. Like he left us at the altar for more money. And that doesn't bode well, man, in business. Honestly, that is not
I trust
good.
Odell's health more than I trust Mike Williams' health. Mike Williams had two
I do
ACLs.
Right.
But
I mean,
And also, which one's going to cost you cheaper? I think
Mm-hmm.
Odell's going to cost cheaper now. He already got it, like you said, after he got his payday last year.
Yeah. All right, we'll find out.
we will find out. Guys, thank you so much. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much. And there'll be a
Thank
lot
you,
more.
everybody.
Thank you for having this.
Thank you.
You got it, man. Be
Have a
safe.
great weekend, guys.
Have a
great
great
one,
weekend.
guys. Peace out.
Let-